Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Suburban Angling, and I am back out here doing some more fishing related videos for you guys. So usually I do fishing videos, I got the GoPro, or now in this case the Osmo Action, because that's what I'm using right now. But I got the camera on my head, I'm recording what I'm fishing, if I'm on the river, if I'm on a lake, what have you. I'm always recording some on the water fishing action. Today it's going to be a little bit different. I'm doing a kayak review, as you obviously know if you saw the thumbnail and the title, and we're going to be doing a kayak review on my Ascend 10T. So this is not like the 2015, 2016, 2017 version. I think around like 2018, 2019 they came out with the enhanced seating version, or enhanced seat version, which basically all that means, it's right in the title, right in the name. It just means they put a better seat on here, and I really enjoy that seat. And I have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to show you on this kayak, so nothing much else to say. You guys already know the drill. Let's get right into the review. Alright, boys, so here is the kayak. Seat is not on there. I'm going to go get the seat out of my truck to show you guys, but for now, here's the kayak, the base layer of it without any seat. And right away, you could tell for a 10-foot kayak, it looks pretty decked out with accessories, like really nice foot pedals, areas to put extra bungees or extra straps right here, tons of scupper holes, waterproof storage, cup holder, rail system right here. We got a rail system right here, got another rail system right there on the left side. Even got obviously some molded in trays if you want, got extra lures or just pliers, anything. And what I like about these scupper holes is they're all connected with these tracks, so the water flows in between and through them really easily. Even got some trays right here next to where the seat would go. The seat goes right here, which I'm gonna go get and show you guys, but yeah. So some trays, and obviously you guys saw when I put the kayak, and I showed you guys the whole kayak, 2 nice rod holders, which are actually pretty clutch, because not only do they go really deep in there, but they also are on a really nice angle where your rods kind of face back instead of up, so they don't get caught in trees as much. The only thing that I don't like about this kayak really is the handles. So these, which I'll get in more detail about, are not built-in handles. They're kind of just a screw-in handles, but I'll talk more in detail about those later. But for now, this is kind of like the only thing I don't like. They work good, but you know what I mean. Would definitely be better with built-in handles. We got one there and one facing on a different angle on that side. And then of course, you guys saw when I was showing you the back handle, we got a little drain plug just in case some water somehow gets inside the kayak. I don't know how that would happen, because I haven't actually, you know what I mean, I haven't, maybe if it got inside the rod holders, or I don't know, I've never had problems with that. So yeah, that's like the base out layer of the kayak, the outer layer. I'm going to show you guys one more time, and I'll do a slow pan through. We got the handles, scupper for like a drain hole, back cargo bay, we got 2 rod holders, a place to put the seat, 2 trays, more scupper holes, cup holder, waterproof storage, rail system, another rail system right here, and one on the other side as well. And then of course some more trays, footrests that are really nice, and then more storage, and then the other handle. So yeah, that's the outer layer. Now let's get into detail of the things I do like and the things I don't like, and then after that, let me show you guys the seat. All right, boys, I went and got the seat, and now I'm gonna take the luxury of putting it on the boat and just kind of showing you guys how the seat works and why I really like it. All right, I'm putting the thing on my head for a second, so I hope you guys can see what's going on well. But yeah, so this is the seat. I don't know if you guys can see this well, but it has 2 little knobs on each side of the seat, as well as these 2, I guess you could say they're kind of like backrests for the seat. So when it opens up, it kind of acts as extra support, and when you're putting your weight down and you're pushing back, these hit this back bar. And also there's these straps right here, which I'll show you guys how that works. So first, put the knobs in these little kind of teeth of the kayak. I hope you guys can see that well, but there's some teeth right here, so you're going to try to fit the knobs in those teeth on the same, obviously you're going to want it to be equal, so make sure you put the knob on the same tooth, because they have the that rail system on both sides. So once you get the seat nice and in there, there's going to be these bungees right here, because the seat is actually not attached to the kayak, because you saw, obviously you guys just saw that. So what I always do is I take these bungees, I'm going to actually point right at the bungee, stick it right through each other, and then I just pull that tight. And now your seat is attached to the kayak, it's not gonna fall off, it moves with the kayak. And then obviously there's a bungee on both sides, so yeah, pretty awesome stuff. So that's how you kind of get her on there, and boom, like so. That's the seat. So now when you open her up, there's gonna be these two straps right here, which now I'll take her off my head. There's gonna be these two straps right here. So they have one on both sides, and they're adjustable. As you can see, they have the little clip right here and this. So when you sit in the seat and you put down your weight, that's what here, I'll actually get in there. You know, if I sit in this kayak and push my weight back, you guys can see the straps. Now they're tight, you know what I mean? It's like a bungee cord. They're really tight. They don't want to move. But if I sit back up, turn around, now they're loose, you know what I mean? So that's exactly how you want it to be. You want the straps to be, the moment you put your back and you lean back, they're tight. And obviously there's two straps, so you want to get them as even as possible. And it's, you know, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's how the seat works. Got a little bit of nice padding too. It's about, you know, like a ½ inch thick of padding. Same thing with the backrest. Got a nice area up here. And I really like this seat. I mean, you can move it from each tooth as well. Like I have it all, I always set mine in the back tooth because I'm taller, but if you were a little shorter, you could put it in the front tooth, gain like 2 inches there. And then obviously the adjustable foot pedals would make it so you could push these forward and boom, you'd be set. So now you know how the seat works. I want to talk about the things I don't like and things I do like about the kayak. And then once I talk about that, I'm going to tell you guys who this kayak is kind of aimed towards and who I think should buy this kayak. Because this kayak is not for everybody, I will say that. But it is definitely a great kayak if you were in that category. So anyway, let's get to the pros and cons. Alright, so first thing we're going to go through is a con. Handles. I don't know if you guys are experienced kayak fishermen or if you guys are kind of who this kayak is, in my opinion, pushed towards, which an experienced guy could use this kayak and love it, but it's a really good beginner's kayak. So I will say, if you have used a kayak before, you will know that these style handles tend to break very frequently and easily. And I don't know if you guys have the different experience with that, well then lucky you. But when it comes to me and my friends, anytime I've seen a kayak that didn't have built-in handles, they always break within the first year. They're just not good when it comes to holding more than like 50 pounds of weight for elongated periods of time. And within the first month of me using this kayak, this handle came out, like the bolt came out and kind of like a little bit, it came out of the thread basically. So I keep having to like retighten this with my fingers, and eventually I'm gonna like super glue it in there, use some like Flex Seal or some type of something, not Flex Seal, but you guys know what I'm talking about, the stuff that keeps the screws in place. I don't know exactly what it's called, but yeah, that's like my first con. The back handle, you know, the one over yonder, has been good to me so far. The back handle has been good to me so far, but this handle has been not treating me so good, and I have a feeling that it's just going to be an issue for me. So this is definitely a con. Good handle gets the job done. You know, it's not like a make it or break a decision for me when I bought the kayak. You know what I mean? It's just not the best. Coming up to a pro, the front section. I like how it doesn't come with bungees. It's actually just open, but it has these clips right here, so you could add your own rope. You know what I mean? You could do whatever you want, customize this how you want, or like, do what I like to do and just leave it open. More room for your feet, more room to put, you know, just have a bag and not have to worry about the bungee cords. Just a nice deep area too. You know what I mean? This is a solid, you know, 6-inch deep area that the water doesn't always splash into. There's no scupper holes here, so nothing actually gets wet here. Kind of like a good semi-dry storage if you're not paddling and getting water over it all over the place. Next pro, foot pedals. Super adjustable, super easy to use, you know what I mean? I'd never really adjust mine, so obviously they're being kind of annoying, but yeah, really easy to use. Got them on both sides, obviously. Another pro, these trays, you know, they got these rails on both sides, awesome. Waterproof storage, awesome. Cup storage, awesome. Scupper holes, awesome. Pretty much everything else on the kayak is a pro. I have nothing to complain about. But another con that I will say, and this is kind of why I say this kayak is aimed towards a certain bracket of people, is if you are over about 180, 190 pounds, this kayak will start to take on water. So if you're like a 200 pound, 220 pound guy, it'll float, it's gonna get the job done, you're gonna be able to fish with it, but these scupper holes are gonna start to take in a little bit more water. Like when I fish with it, there's always about 1 inch of room between the hole and the water, but sometimes when I push down, you know, water will come through the hole. So if you're like a 200-pound guy, water is just going to be constantly coming through those holes, and obviously it's going to drain, but it's not going to be able to drain as fast as it's coming in, and they're basically just going to be taken on water. I don't know that from personal experience, but I know that from what I've heard from multiple other people who have owned this kayak who are a little bit bigger than me, because I'm like 6'2", 165, 170, so you know what I mean. I don't really take on too much water, but I could imagine if a guy was a little bit bigger than me, like 190, 200, he might start to take on a little bit of water, but it would still be good to use. That being said, it does come with these scupper plugs, which you could use to put in the scupper holes, which I actually always plug this back hole just so I don't get as much water in the storage. But yeah, it comes with a bunch of these scupper holes or scupper plugs to put in the scupper holes, and if you did that, that could be a very viable option if you're a smaller guy like me. But if you're a bigger guy and you plug those holes, well, any water that ends up getting in through the plugs anyway, or any water that ends up getting in from you paddling, it's just not going to have anywhere to drain, so your kayak's still going to take on water anyway. So my best advice, if you're a guy who's over 200 pounds, would be to not get the 10T, but get the 12T, because that is, you know, about 2 foot, it's 2 feet longer, an inch wider, and it's just geared towards a little bit more heavier set guys. So if you're in that category, then steer away from this kayak, but definitely look at the Ascend 12T, because it's gonna be the exact same setup as this for $100 more, and it's gonna be a little bit bigger too. So that's all I have to say about the kayak, really. I don't have any on the water footage of it in this particular video, but I will link some videos down in the description where I was using this on the water in some of my last videos, and I was actually doing some river fishing for smallmouth bass. And if you guys are familiar with my channel, you guys might have already seen those videos, and if you have, well, that's really awesome and that's great, and then there's no reason for you to even, you know what I mean, look for any other review or video of this. You guys saw this video, you guys saw the features of the kayak, you guys saw me using the kayak, catching fish off it, you guys know it's valid. And if this is what, you know, you think would work for you, $549.99 on BassPro.com, ship it to the store and go pick it up. And if it's not for you, well, at least I tried. Alright guys, I hope you really enjoyed this review. Like I said, it's just a review, you know, there's not a bunch of flashy, you know, hook sets or a bunch of really beautiful fish. Not even a bunch of fancy gadgets to show you guys. Honestly, it's just a piece of plastic with a couple screws and a couple bolts. But at the end of the day, I love this kayak, and I also wanted to talk about how I obtained this kayak, and that's the whole reason I'm doing this outro. So basically, I didn't buy this kayak. I had a subscriber named Joseph buy me this kayak, and if you're watching this video, man, I just really want to give you a shout out. I really appreciate that. He bought me this when he saw the video of me and my buddy David, aka Fish Finesser. That video where we were catching smallmouth and walleye, but we got holes in our yak. That was not a very good day. And, you know, very generously, Joseph made a comment and said, hey, you know, I really want to help you out. I really want to get you a boat. And I was like, oh, are you serious? You know, at first I was like, okay. You know, add me on Facebook or add me here if you're serious. He added me, we got to talking, and, you know, things happened, and now I got this Ascend. And now I was able to make this, you know, awesome review for you guys and talk about all of the, you know, features and all of the pros and cons of the kayak. Which, by the way, I hope you guys, like I said, really enjoy the review, because there's a lot of Ascend 10T reviews on YouTube, but you know, not a lot of them look at every single thing on the kayak, you know, from handle to handle, you know, knob to knob, screw to screw. And I felt like I did that today. You know, I tried to show you guys the front handles from the bungees to the footrest to the middle to the seat to the back. You know, I tried to make sure I got everything. And like I said, nothing on the water in this particular video, but I did link some videos where I was on the water with this kayak. Anyways, if you guys want to know about standing in the kayak, yes, if you're a smaller guy like me, not smaller, like I'm 6'2", but I don't weigh too much, you know, 165, 170. If you are in that bracket or smaller than me, definitely, you know, a standable kayak. I would say if you're like under 6 foot and you're like 150, easily standable, you know, you're gonna be able to stand in this. For me, I can stand in it fine, but I wouldn't fish and stand out of it. I stand in it, I stretch out a little bit, you know, I sit back down. I don't feel like scared to stand in it, but I definitely wouldn't stand in it long term. I know a lot of people click on this video and they want to know about standing capabilities. Well, pretty obviously, you know, like I said, it's made for smaller guys. So if you're a smaller guy, this kayak is for you. And if you're looking for standing capabilities, the smaller you are, the easier it's going to be for you to stand, the less weight you have going back and forth. For me, I just choose not to stand in it, but it is standable for a guy even my size. And if you have better balance than me, then who knows, maybe you'll be able to stand in it. Because I go to reviews of guys who are bigger than me that say they stand in it fine. So I don't know, to each their own. Anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna end this video. I got nothing much else to say. You guys already saw everything there is to see about this kayak, and like I said, click the link down in my description to see some on the water footage of me using this kayak. And yeah, peace out.